Now the reason I say modification is on VHF handhelds out on the West Coast, in an emergency you can use any radio, so we mod it so it'll go up to VHF 156.8, channel 16, Coast Guard Distress. That's on our little 2-meter radios. Plus it's fun to screw around with those radios and end up with 100 watts on FRS when everybody's only about half of them. Oh, family radio service, I love this. Now you can equate range on a handheld by how much it costs. They have FRS radios. A pair of them, $20, and it goes like 0.2 of a mile. A pair of them for $40, and they go 0.4 of a mile. A pair of them for $100, they go 1 mile. It was amazing. They all put out the same amount of power, 500 milliwatts on UHF, 14 channels interstitial. Now they're 22 channels. But it was fun to see the range wars where the more expensive ones would go 18, 22, 25 mile range. Right, okay. So you still see a lot of that going on down in the consumer marketplace. So wrapping it up, it looks like we've got a good year ahead for ham radio. How many plan to take the extra class test soon? Yeah, do it before July 1st. Yeah, Bernie will tell you. He and I have been looking at the new pool. Do it before July 1st. What they did with the extra, right now you're studying the pool of about 800 questions. They're going to take about 100 of those and flush them, and then add about 100 new ones on digital technology that are sort of bone crushers, and they're going to be formidable. But Bernie, where's Bernie? There he is. Bernie's going to have an inside loop on the question pool, so if you want to see it first, get together with him. You've already passed all that stuff, so yeah, he used to have a full head of dark hair, and like me, that's what happens when we work over that. The technician won't change for another 2 years. Then general will change after that. So the only one changing this year is extra class on July 1st. Oh, there's no more code. No, there's no more code test. The elimination of the code test last February did something that I anticipated, but a lot of folks didn't believe, and that is it caused a lot more people to say, hey, code's fun as long as they don't have to take a damn test to get through it. So more and more folks are learning the code, and we are just delighted because we hear more folks on the air. So the elimination of the code test in no way has dampened the enthusiasm for Morse code. That's the good news there. All right, a couple last items. Years and years and years ago, Barry Goldwater set up a huge antenna, much like yours, in a next-door neighbor, and I did some work aboard his boat. And Barry gave me a ham stamp, and this particular one came from a collection I have of some of his gear. And I'm going to turn it over to the hall, and this was given to me by Barry Goldwater. I'm going to give it to Steve. Now make sure it gets down in there in the Hall of Science. But long before you were born, Steve, it was a 5-cent stamp. Remember when Alaska had the earthquake back in, when was that, 60 or 50 or Dark Ages or the Ice Age? But anyway, whenever postage was 5 cents. But I'm going to pass this on to the Hall of Science, and this comes from the collection of Barry Goldwater. And I just want to say that what you do, thanks to Barry, what you do on Wednesday through Sunday is a huge job. How many actively work that station Wednesday through Sunday? Let me see your hands. All right. You are making ham radio happen. For the rest of us, let's try and pitch in and maybe take a few hours, but this is so important. You have a worldwide setting here. Huge antenna on the roof and a built-in crowd that comes every day. And I know it's tough to maintain that station by operating, but continue to do it, because when I hear it on the air from Sixland, it sounds good. So let's make ham radio happen this year. I want to thank you all for this huge turnout. You in the room will make ham radio happen because of your sincere interest to turn out on a cold night and hear what's happening on the West Coast. I'll tell you one thing, emergency comms is still the benchmark of ham radio. So let's hope that we have a quiet year. Let's hope that the bands pick up for Solar Cycle 24. And if they don't, Alan will be there to stir them up, and Steve will zoom them up with his supercar. And thank you again all for making a special trip out tonight for this different meeting time than usual. Alan? Thank you.
it, live on the web.
On our site.
On our site.
So Rob, what you got there?
We have a live webcam for our meeting tonight.
You know
Sweet.
what, I'm going to call the boy.
So everybody's going to be looking at it right as we speak.
Check 1, 2.
20-second delay.
Nice. That's not bad.
15, 20 seconds.
Cool.